Toy! What's up guys and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Nicole or Joslin, and today we are going to be answering a bunch of college questions that I asked you guys to ask me on my Instagram. But before anything else, I would just like to thank MindMaster for sponsoring this video. I will be talking about them in a little bit because they're very helpful for college students like me. So I also want to just grab my coffee because it is too early. So I asked on my Instagram story for you guys to give me some questions to answer for a college Q&A. And so now we are going to be reading a bunch of responses. How can you balance YouTube and college life, and how do you stay on top of everything? So for me personally, I do have a lot of things going on in my life. I have YouTube, college, org work, social life, and at the same time trying to keep myself mentally healthy and everything. And I think that this is the perfect time to bring in the conversation about today's sponsor, which is MindMaster. MindMaster is a versatile, user-friendly, and professional mind mapping tool. It's available on PC, tablet, mobile, and the web, so you can create mind maps and access them from each platform. And with this excellent collaborative mind mapping tool, working with teammates has never been easier. But I personally have used this just on my own, but the online version allows you to collaborate with other people, so you can all work on the document together. You can also choose the best structure, style, theme, and colors to express your ideas. It allows you to tailor your mind maps with endless possibilities. And honestly, I think that you can really just brain dump, like as compared to doing things on paper. You need to erase things, you need to fix it in a certain way, and you have to think about the whole structure beforehand. With MindMaster, your mind mapping can just come automatically. You just basically add and add and add and add, and you can erase and you can make everything very organized. And I feel like when I used this for planning out my week, my goals, my plans, it was just so easy. I also used this to organize what I wanted to get done during this quarantine so that I can stay productive and so I can stay on top of my game and not become a bum too much at home. And I was able to personalize this. I was able to add clip art, flags, and then I was able to personalize the color, the style. And you can also use this for presentations, meaning it's just so cool. You can turn the whole map into like PowerPoints. Like each part can actually become a PowerPoint, and you can also use this to assign like jobs in an organization and just create this whole map that makes everything clear and everything just laid down there so that you know what to do, you know where to go. And also, like for studying, this would also be very good because I have used mind maps before, like hand-drawn, but I would get frustrated a lot of times because I'd always have to erase and then it doesn't fit, and then I have to move this one area. So I did not really use mind maps like physically before, but with this software it just makes everything easier. So yeah, it's great for brainstorming, project and task management, presentations, and then it's easy to export and share, and it can really boost your productivity, like having everything laid out there. The project planning, note-taking can also be done with this, like when you're actually in class and you need to take notes. This makes it so much easier. You can have idea management and knowledge management. So if you guys want to structure your knowledge with MindMaster online, you can check the link down below. It's there in the description box. This is the solution, so make sure to click the link down below. This is an opportunity to actually try it out for free, so you'll never know, maybe it actually changes your life. Moving on back into the video, let me answer a few other questions because there are so many questions. I don't know if I have enough time on my camera or battery to answer everything, but let's go. Hi, do you have any plans to proceed to med? A lot of questions here about like what I'm going to be doing after college, and my personal plan is basically after college, after my degree in BA Behavioral Sciences in UP Manila, I am going to take a master's degree in counseling psychology because when I was younger, I received a lot of support from my teachers, from my guidance counselors in high school, and I'm really happy that I have that plan and I found what I really find to be my purpose in life. And then after that, if I want to proceed to get my PhD in clinical psychology so that I can have my own practice, then I will do that. Worst subject in college? Math. Grabe, in high school I was okay with math, and it wasn't my favorite, but in college, stat Have you ever cheated on exams? Of course not. Honor before excellence, guys. How to overcome the challenges, especially mga breakdowns. I feel like the breakdowns come when the challenges become really heavy and you want instant success. I feel like you have to accept that if you didn't do something right the first time, or if it's getting too heavy, then be kind to yourself. Don't be so hard to yourself. Don't talk to yourself in a bad way. Be gentle, be your own cheerleader, be supportive of yourself, and know what you need. So take things slow and take things gently. The stress can make a lot of things worse for you, especially if you have an exam the next day and then you're really stressed out, you don't have sleep. You have to be gentle with yourself. Your mental health and physical health should be more important than any of those challenges. Is it worth it na landiin ang classmate? New classmates every sem, by the way. I feel like it's up to you. This is hard because if you're the type of person that cares about what other people think about you, or you don't like getting a lot of attention. In UP Manila, our school is very small, so a lot of people basically already know who's flirting with who. So it would be a big no-no unless you do it in a very positive way. Best reviewing techniques and constructing good essays. By the way, I love your channel. Oh, thank you. I feel like you have to understand how you study the best because different people study in different ways. How I like to do things is I like to memorize certain areas and then understand what's underneath that area, what's underneath that area, what's underneath that area. Which is another reason why the mind map tool will be so helpful for me when I start studying again. And then for essays, I personally do not know how to give tips about essays. What I just do is I figure out what the professor wants us to write about, and when I talk about something, I give it at least a paragraph just so I can talk about it well. Don't be afraid to make your essays longer than they should be. Just kind of dump and then edit. Top 5 study tips. Go to class and listen to the professor and everything. When you study, really focus on what you're studying and kind of read it to yourself over and over again and really understand it. Don't just write it down. Don't just read. Really try to understand how things connect. Those are 2 na, diba? Try to teach it to someone and then have a partner and just test each other. That really helps. And then get enough sleep. How's org/student life in UPM? I feel like in UPM, it's a little bit difficult to keep up with a bunch of orgs, especially if your colleges are kind of far away. So there are orgs that are just in your college, and then there are orgs that anybody can join, like the whole university. But I feel like what's important is that no matter what org you join, you're ready to commit to it. So make sure that you can handle all of your academics first and other responsibilities before you commit to an org or anything that's a big commitment, because you might actually find that you don't have the energy for orgs, or that your academics are actually really heavy. So test the waters first, get to know the college lifestyle. They'll always be there. You have the rest of your college life to join orgs. Have you ever gotten drunk on a college party? Yes. But I was with friends, so make sure that you're with people that you trust when you go to these college parties. Most embarrassing moment in UP? Oh my god. Okay, so I joined this org. It's a music org. It's called UP Musicians Organization. And I was with my fellow apps and we were making tambay until nighttime. It was like 7 o'clock already. So I stayed late in school with my app batchmates. And then we were just talking about how tired we were. What I wanted to say was, sobrang lutang ko na. Like, oh my gosh, sobrang lutang ko na. I accidentally said, sobrang tigang ko na. As in, sobrang tigang ko na. My co-apps were like, huh? Seryoso? Tigang ka na? And I was like, yeah, sobrang. And I didn't know. We all went home. And then, one of my co-apps messaged me later that night. And then I looked it up and I was so embarrassed. Like, oh my gosh. It wasn't just girls. There were guys also. And I was just like, skip class to see boyfriend? No. Nakatulog ka na po ba sa klase? Yeah. What's the toughest lesson you've learned in college? This is a tough question. Probably that you know, it's not fixed, and it's kind of like life, you know. Life isn't really just like a straight line and you do this, you achieve this, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this. In college, I kind of steered away from that straight line early on, and you know, it's just been a lot of on my own work and me really having to go out of my way to learn things and experience things and accomplish things. I really had to get out of my comfort zone, like academically, socially, emotionally, and a lot of it was just a lot of unsure things, like I wasn't sure of anything, and that was just so scary. But then, you know, I realized that that's kind of how life is. You're not really gonna be sure about everything all the time, and that's okay, because you change, you grow, and the people around you and the things around you change. So I feel like my biggest lesson in college is just that you have to accept change and grow with it, not get stuck on one thing. Yes, may nakilala ka na ba na pinlastic ka lang? Yes, when I was a freshman. What's with you and me song? Yo, late ka na sa balita. How do you cope with difficult subjects or difficult profs? You can definitely ask for help, know all your resources, and work with that. Studying in UP, what is your take on the activists during this chaotic situation? You know, activists have always played like a very important role all throughout history, and UP students have always been like tagged as activists. We've been red tagged by the government, we've been called stupid things, NPA, and it's not funny at all, and you know, it really puts our lives in danger. I said this to a Josa before, I don't know if it's still here. He asked me kasi if there's like a stigma against students who aren't activists in UP, because it is such a stereotype in UP. And I said there's no stigma against those who do not rally. There may be a stereotype na UP students rally a lot, and nasa sayo na yun if personality mo is people pleaser to live up to that stereotype kahit na you don't believe what you're rallying for. But those who do rally and speak up are educated enough and have empathized with the marginalized to the point that it is hard to stay silent and not fight with the people for the rights that they deserve, especially after seeing the injustices. It becomes against their humanity not to. So I wouldn't really call it pressure. It's not pressure to be an activist in UP. It's more of a sense of social responsibility hanggat kaya. Because, let me just go to something I just shared on Facebook, but I believe the ultimate evil in this world is knowing what's wrong, seeing what's wrong, and looking away. And in UP, we're given the reality, and we are taught about how the reality in our country is harming a lot of people. And it's hard to look away, and it's hard not to speak up. And that's what activists do. They speak up. They actually help the government do better things. And I don't see how that's like bad, because it's almost like we're doing the groundwork, the field work, so that they can do something better. Gets? And it just really sucks that a lot of people are gonna be put in harm. Favorite thing about UP? The freedom to be who you are and grow in your own way. Like, there isn't a fixed formula to what a UP student should be or gets by. I mean, there are stereotypes, but everybody's still different in their own way, and you have all the freedom to discover who you really are and what you really believe in. I'm going to be answering my last question because I don't really have that much time. How will you know if you chose the right course? Well, if you're like me and pabago-bago ka palagi ng isip, you feel like you're so sure with one thing and then suddenly you're not, it's hard, it's frustrating, because how will you know that what you want now is what you'll want for the rest of your life? And you don't have to. You don't really have to be sure about those things. You can always shift, and it's scary to shift, it's scary to transfer, but it's always worth it to step out of your comfort zone. So what I would say first is choose a course where you like what you're gonna be learning. Something that can be just the simple things, maybe articles that you open on Facebook. For me, I realized that because I always open psychological articles on Facebook, or maybe you're really interested in nature, agriculture, or you've always been a business person, maybe you handle the fundraisers in school, just the little things about you that you feel like you can really grow in, that could be the right course for you. And I just knew that I wanted to do something that would help people. So I feel like in this area, it's really important to get to know who you are and what you want and your personality and things that make you happy. And if you're still pretty confused, you know, you can talk to people who know you, talk to people who care about you, and talk to people who just want the best for you. So that's your friends, your parents, your family. And for me, actually, when I was choosing what college and what course, like when my results came in, it was a very tough decision because I'd wanted to go to Ateneo, but I passed UP in my first choice course, and you know, just UP in general, like what? Like I didn't really think that I'd pass UP because I never thought that I was smart. In the end, what made me decide UP was my tito, my mom's brother, and he's our padre de familia. He's basically the person who takes care of everybody and all my cousins and all my mom's siblings. He's kind of like the man. So and he always has like a lot of wise things to say that are really meaningful. So you know, we had a talk, and in the end he gave me a lot of insight and a lot of realizations about where I would be happy and what I would really want. And in the end, he basically told me that UP is kind of like the real life, and you meet people from all walks of life. It's really a place for challenging growth. And you know, we weighed everything, we took into consideration like my personality and everything, and in the end I felt super sure na that I wanted to go to UP. And this pandemic has actually been really hard on me. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting a lot, like it's been a week, but you know, coming from my everyday posts. My tito was a food frontliner. He owned a meat shop that basically supplied meat for a lot of people in my city. And he's pretty old now. And so with all of his conditions and exposure to the virus, the Lord has taken him, and he is now in heaven amongst all the other angels. And if you may pray for him, if you do pray, if you believe in a God, I would really appreciate that you pray for him and for my family, because it's definitely a big challenge, you know. He was part of the bottom of the pyramid for all of us, just kind of kept everyone strong, and he's a huge pillar in my life personally. So it's been really tough, it's been really hard, but this virus has really hit my family. It's very real and it's very dangerous, guys, so please be careful and stay informed about what's really happening and how everybody's doing. He's a frontliner, and he believed that people, especially the poor, need food now more than ever, so they had to keep the stall open and they had to supply food. For all that he cared, he wanted to give away food for free. And he's really a hero. He's a hero in all our lives and every single person in my family. And I'm always going to be proud of him for everything that he's done. He's a very great person to look up to. And siya yung unang nagturo sa akin na lumubog sa masa. So guys, I hope that in this challenging time, we can think outside of our houses, you know, which we have been so privileged to have. Be informed enough to know what's going on and what's wrong, and once you see what's wrong, I hope that you can speak up and stand up for the people who are being so much affected by what's going on. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please make sure to click the thumbs up and also subscribe, and don't forget to check out Mindmaster in the description box, please. PGH needs a lot of help, so I'm just gonna insert this picture so that if you guys want to donate, please directly donate to PGH, because you will be sure that it is gonna go to PGH without any political label that gives politicians credit that they don't really deserve a lot of times. So ayun, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that I see you in my next video. Till then, I love you guys so much. Hugs and besos. Bye.
I got a feeling that we got a chemistry. Give me what's on your mind.